Hello and a very warm welcome to ET Studios. We are live from the ET Retail's Great India Retail Summit 24. I'm Himanshi Tiwari and now we have an exciting panel discussion lined up for you. Joining us are three industry experts who are at the forefront of transforming retail spaces. We have with us Prakash Patel, Managing Director of Bhumi World.
Hello.
Akhil Jain, Executive Director at Madame. And Harshendar Reddy, co-founder of Ghost Kitchens India. It's a pleasure to have you all, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I'll start with on a fun note now. My question is, if you could magically transport one element from the future of retail into today's shopping malls, what would that be? Starting with you, Prakash.
Outlet malls.
All right, outlet malls. You?
For me, vision for becoming a reality, it's the shopping mall at my doorstep rather than me going to the shopping mall.
Okay, shopping mall, calling shopping malls
to
at
my
the
doorstep.
doorstep
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
Yeah. You?
Yeah, maybe smart windows where, people are just window shopping. How about making them, turn it into customers? Like when they're walking through, they can see with the new dresses, new jewelry, so that seeing themselves in the new things, they might even buy. The window shoppers converting into actual shoppers.
All right, so many interesting perspectives. Now I'm seeing retail spaces owners are becoming consumers themselves and talking to us about those magical things. On that note, Prakash, Bhumi World is a significant player in the retail space, right? And in the digital age, how do you kind of envision shopping malls evolving to meet the changing needs of consumers? And what innovative strategies are you implementing in this regard?
So basically, when you see the retail space era, it was first high street, then it came to a shopping center, then it came to shopping mall, then it came to e-commerce platform. Then after the COVID, people now are very much about their personality and everything. They want to buy, they want to experience. So after that, again, it is coming to a mall. But for the mall, now people, after the e-commerce came into their mind, they are just need a discount on the product. People want to now have the repetition. Before that, we were used to go for shopping twice a year. Now everybody is going every week. Every week every week they are going for the shopping. And now for that they need a budget. For that they need a discount. And now people will are looking for the place where they are getting the good brand with the discounted price.
Yeah, and now I've heard, I think Bhumi World is coming with the amalgamation of both high street and shopping malls, right?
Yeah. So we are coming with the high street and amalgamated mall. So because of the climate in India, so when you see outlet malls in the other countries, like in London you have Bicester Village, in Dubai you have Dubai Mall, Dubai Outlet Mall, then in US, New York you have Woodbury's. So these all other countries, they have high street kind of outlet malls, but it has a good climate, that's why they can walk and shop there. But in India, because of the humidity and because of the climate change, because of lots of rain, people need to have a mall, which is enclosed mall, which will give you experience of shopping as well as and give the discount as well.
All right, so we have Akhil with us, who is a prolific leader in the fashion retail industry. Akhil, now Madame is a well-known fashion brand, right? So how do you see fashion retail spaces kind of adapting to the rise of online shopping and changing consumer behaviors within the shopping malls?
Okay, so let's begin again as he said. Let's begin from, first there was mom and pop stores where the consumer used to go and buy, and the entire family used to be, dedicated to the one that shopping departmental store. Then again, shopping centers came into being, then shopping malls came into being, then e-commerce happened. And for brands like us, now it's an amalgamation of everything put together. And now the next big thing we're looking at is how immersive can that experience be? Because now the customer segmentation has started changing. Why? Because now the Gen Zs or probably the alphas are the decision makers. They are the next decision makers. They are actually influencing a decision. So the fragmentation is happening very differently, and because they are apt to the technology, they're already exposed to your PS5s and Vision Pros and everything. So they look at things in a very different manner than how we used to look at it. So for them, discovery becomes more important before trying the product. Earlier, as a traditional buyer, for example, I used to go to the store, look at stuff. Okay, show me what's new. Today, the consumer says, I know what is new. Do you have it? If you have it, you are there for them. If you don't have it, you are somebody not on their checklist. So this is how this new age consumer is changing, and then we as brands see how so we operate in both the spaces of offline retail stores and shopping malls and online. So what we've realized is the consumer is very different who visits to individual places. For example, weekends, the shopping malls, have huge traffic, and probably in the first 5 days, they're okay, they're fine. But when we see high streets, they're very consistent traffic. So all across the 7 days, you'll find very similar footfalls into the high streets. So the shopping malls, because you have a beautiful food court, you have an option of a theater, you have an amalgamation of multiple brands, from cosmetics to perfumes to apparels to mass market brands to premium brands, so that becomes a go-to destination for that. The weekends, become a good time for the consumer to go. And then probably an evolved consumer would say, okay, I'll take my family along, so there'll be a weekend off, and we'll go around. For experiential consumer, every day is a experience for them. So how as a brand, how are we, experimenting with immersive technologies across these platforms becomes the next question for us.
Yeah, and also I guess you're talking about how consumers act differently at different stores or different retail spaces. Now, Bhumi World is coming with the amalgamation of high street and both shopping malls. So we'll be seeing the consistent traffic at the high streets and the weekend traffics at the shopping malls. Now coming to you, Harshendar. Ghost Kitchen India has been reshaping the food delivery scene, right? So how do you believe the integration of ghost kitchens or virtual kitchens to these shopping malls, and how can how do you think that this can revitalize the whole food landscape?
So food has always been a community experience. When you're going out of home, it's not just you, so you go with your friends, family, or, however it is. And if in a country like India, where out-of-home experiences, options itself are very less, going to a restaurant or, going to a food court in a mall and having food together is actually an event for us, so we go together as a family. But eventually food, like both of them have told, food also has gone through so many transitions. Like it used to be, people used to serve food from their home, and from there it went to a restaurant specific, then it went to a QSR model, then now food is being served wherever is possible. Like for example, in a food court, in a mall, you have bowling arenas where you have food being served, and you have flights, so where food is being served. In many of these businesses, food has been an integral part to have it outside home. But with the advantage of Zomato, Swiggy coming in, globally other aggregators coming in, now you can have the community experience at home as well. So it's both ways. But in the end, to run the operations of a kitchen, you still need to have a physical retail space. So be it in a mall, be it in a physical standard store, that is always there. For a mall, in the end, their expectation would be to make maximum revenue out of a square foot, right? That's exactly what we are also thinking of. So in a restaurant, we want to make as much as possible in the same square footage that we get. Somebody like, I've been through seeing Bhumi World's whole idea of how it is shaping up, having QSRs and dine-ins and also food trucks in the car parking lot. Makes the opportunities more to be able to sell the food for us. Generally, there are limitations for a dining area that so you have a kitchen and you have a dining area. So dining area is you are spending the money for it. But in a food court, in a mall, where dining area is shared, so there your cost, expenses per specific outlet comes down. So that makes it more valuable, to be part of, to be having a retail outlet inside a food court.
Thank you for that perspective, Harshendar. And I think you're talking about communities. Now, shopping malls are themselves known for, bringing all the communities together. So it works well that way. Now, Prakash, with the ever-increasing competition from e-commerce platforms, so many have questioned that the future of relevance of brick-and-mortar retail spaces, they will stay or they'll stay relevant or not. So how do you see shopping malls reinventing themselves to stay competitive and attract that kind of foot traffic in the current digital age we are in?
So basically, if you see in the kind of experience, like he says, that now shopping is not shopping. Shopping is including experience with the entertainment, with the food.
Yeah.
In e-commerce, you just have the plain vanilla where you are getting the stuff.
Yeah.
The lacking was the discount.
Yeah.
Right.
And also the human touch problem.
And human touch and discount, both the things where people can try. Now people doesn't want to have things where he can buy from e-commerce and the goods is coming something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's wearing, he's not able to fit in that particular apparel, and he's returning back.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for what he was buying that day, which is after 2 days or 3 days, he's going to miss that festival or where he is going to wear and go.
Yeah.
Where shopping mall he will go, buy and go the festival where he's going for the things. Then the discounts. Before that, malls used to have, shopping arcade used to have more rentals.
Yeah.
Because of more rentals, they are not able to justify the price aspects of the particular product with the competition of the e-commerce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Factory outlet malls are coming up everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. In all over world, you see there people are coming with the factory outlet because of the discounts. Because our property rates and rentals are very much less than the what is happen in Linking Road in Bandra. Linking Road Bandra is a price of 700 rupees a square feet. While in Dahisar there is a store like Skechers, Puma, everywhere is there. The pricing of rental is 150 rupees a square feet.
Okay.
They are getting the business in Linking Road 50 to 60 lakh rupees. They are getting business in outlet mall, in outlet place in Dahisar of around 3 crore rupees. So this is the difference about the sale.
Yeah.
End of the day, brand need a sale. Brand need a sale. As a mall, we need a footfall. For footfall, we will create the experience. Now, if I give you, I say what you do whole your year, how you plan. So every week, almost people going for the mall only. My kid is always say that I want to go to mall, and he will go to mall only for playing.
Yeah.
But end of the day, he will buy me something. He will spend my 10,000 or 20,000 rupees on clothes or because it is we are encouraging people to buy. Right. So the mall is the experience to encourage the people. In e-commerce, there is no encouragement anything which you can buy other than discounts. So we are now giving experience. We are giving entertainment, food, and discount and the profit to the retailers.
Basically end-to-end solutions
and
to the
e-commerce, whatever MRP you see, I should not ask right now, but if he knows how much he have to pay from his pocket to the e-commerce platforms, it is very much large in percentage, which is not feasible for them, but for presence they need to have in e-commerce.
All right, Akhil, do you want to add something to this?
So this is a debate that's been long going on, and I always say it's always about the concept of customer retention and customer acquisition. So when we want to acquire consumer, obviously you do all the means possible to deep discounting, entry level products, lower margin products, everything. But when you talk about customer retention, then you get into education, immersive experiences, trying to make understand, okay, why am I better and why you should not leave me for another brand or another company. Now, and as he says, because the concept of outlets is coming up, and because now we've evolved into the e-commerce concept, and we know that our consumer over e-commerce is looking only for discounts and deals. So brands have also become smarter. They've started introducing SMU lines which are slightly priced higher with deep discounting, because eventually the customer wants discounts. I mean, my consumer, she would see X product for say 8,000 and she would say, okay, discount kitna hai iske upar? And at okay, it's 40%, fantastic, I'll buy it. While we'll have a similar product which will already be 25% cheaper, and she'll again ask, discount kya hai iske upar? And she no, I want something that has got discount. So again, we need to understand the segmentation of consumer. India is a very large market. There is all sorts of consumers in the market. So as a brand in the semi-premium space, one city, tier 2 or tier 1 city, I am looking for 2% of that high level population to come to me as a consumer. While when you talk about going to outlets or e-commerce, and there's a larger landscape, and there the consumer set is very different.
Right.
Yeah, and also Akhil, you've spoken about immersive experience. So how you kind of incorporate experiential elements into your store designs within the shopping malls, and how do these experiences contribute to kind of enhance customer engagement and loyalty as well?
Okay, so India and brands in India are still evolving to a kind of a true immersive experience of now. Though we have started making a more strategic or scientific approaches to how we design layouts and design the stores, which is the decompression area, which is the new trends area, which is the engagement area. So, we've just tried, a lot of brands have a different way of, looking at how they design the layouts. So they become more relevant, using a lot of technologies like heat map to understand, okay, where the concentration of the consumer has to be more and where I need to do what kind of lighting, where it has to be soft lighting, warm lighting. So as of now, the brands have evolved to this level. And when we go up to the West, where, that's a more evolved and more matured market. So we started seeing a lot of immersive technology there, including smart fitting rooms, virtual try-ons, click and collect concepts. So we, as Indian brands, we are still evolving. We don't actually boast of a lot of brands in the Indian ecosphere today who say that yes, we are actually giving a lot of immersive thing on the offline retail. But then it's in the pipeline for a lot of brands like us.
All right, now I would like to come to Harshender on this topic and also about the future of retail. So can you give me 2 trends that you are seeing when we talk about future of retail and its amalgamation with the shopping malls?
Yeah, so one of the point that Akhil already told about click and collect, when he's saying. So the point is retail on its own may not be enough, digital on its own may not be enough. So it is the right mix of both. If you go, for example, let's take example of trends. I go to that place, I find one shirt that is good. Maybe the color that I'm looking for is not there at the moment in the shop. But if at all in the older days of maybe 10, 15 years back, I would have been a lost customer. But now they have a tab there where I give my Reliance Trends account and they order that and it comes to my home. So the point is, in terms of any other segment of retail, it is going to be a mix of both. People are going to come experience at the store as well, and maybe they would be consider once I'm used to a specific brand, maybe I'll be ordering it from my home. The same thing if you want to take analogy of banking industry. Almost every bank says that it's all digital always, but none of the banks have closed all their branches. So you always have branches. So because there is going to be, so there might be a small hit in terms of the number of retail stores that would be, or maybe the spaces that are there. But the kind of, like for example in food, if I'm taking, so there are dine-ins that are thriving, there are QSRs that are thriving. So you have mall food courts that are there are multiple layered dine-in restaurants together. So it is about the structure of the model that might be fitting into the future world. So it may not be exactly same how it is right now, but things might be changing, how it is. For example, if we take again the Bhumi World example, because I've just seen it, I'm remembering. So for a restaurant, consider somebody like us who runs almost 30 different brands. We have so many avenues to be there. For example, we can be a food truck, we can be a QSR, we can be in the food court. We have a special, restaurant space itself, a building for it. Because for us, if we are in food, we are part of some of the malls in South and, in the North. But we face some issues that because the Zomato, Swiggy delivery riders, for them to reach to the mall, that specific 3rd, 4th floor, it takes so much time for them. And the same time, if they do it somewhere else, the delivery would be much faster. But because these malls have been built on a basis of, their old understanding of how the, retail has been. But considering the new age malls that are coming in, where they have specific spaces only for the Zomato, Swiggy riders to come in faster, pick it up and go. So which helps the retail also to thrive. And also we have any brand for that matter, being on retail, having a retail setup, gives you more reach. It may not turn it into a direct sales of that specific outlet, but you would still be getting better reach. If, for example, if you see brands like Nykaa as well, they have grown significantly, through their digital business. But you see that almost in every mall, it might be a very small setup, but still they have setups that are there, here and there. And I believe that is the way, go forward to, you'll have a physical setup which will help you to reach out to, new customers. Like when Akhil was telling about acquisition and retention, you might be doing acquisition through your retail stores, but retention through your digital stores.
So you've given some great perspective on how brands like Ghost Kitchens and Madame can actually thrive in retail spaces and shopping malls like yours. So on that note, I would like to end this conversation, but we are here at GIRS right now. How has been your experience so far? And if all of you can give one takeaway each?
So basically, ET now, which is coming for the retail, where they are coming with all retailers on the one platform, and all the mall developers or the place developers who are coming on the one one, like, it is very much good connect it required. Before that, if this is not happen, it's very much difficult to reach sir as madam. Right? So if I'm not able to reach him in last 2 years, but he reached now because of the summit you have done here.
Yeah. All right, great to hear that. Akhil, any perspective?
No, that's true. So being part of such events over and over again. So the insights that we get as a peer connect becomes very meticulous for us to to actually revisit ourselves. For example, I was on the panel in the morning, and whatever we were talking all about. So sitting on the panel, we were also the audience to listen to what's happening around, and that actually reshapes your thinking a lot. And congratulations to ET for this beautiful summit over here.
Thank you so much. Well, a lot of community thriving is happening here at this summit.
Absolutely.
Harshender, your perspective?
Yeah, so very interesting to have this event itself. It has been there for quite some time. When everybody in the space that talks about, not just in retail space, talks about that retail may not exist and it will all be digital eventually. But you understand that there is significant amount of business, there is a significant amount of GDP happens just because there are retail stores. And to accept that fact that, so we are still in the era, maybe, 100 years later, it might not be there, that we don't know. But in the coming future of 10, 15, 20 years, it would be still there. To have a retail event specifically for, all the, retail participants and to come together and talk about it. Like he was mentioning, when we are in a panel discussion, I was in a different one, where the gentleman from USPA and, Spiker, and they are talking, and Reliance Jewels, so they have been talking what they have been doing very interesting in retail. Because it may not be something that people want to know. It might be something, traditional that happens in retail. But as far as business happens, it doesn't matter if it's, physical or digital.
As long as all these prolific leaders are talking about future of retails, it translates into that we do have a very bright future of retail. Now, on that note, ending that conversation, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. And that's all we have for you on this episode of ET Studios. Stay tuned for many more exciting conversations where we give you the exclusive opportunity to gain valuable insights from the most influential retail leaders who are driving innovation and advancements in their industries. Until next time, many thanks for watching.